Hi, it's Mark Kanty with Release Dynamics, and we're back with Dr. Loren M. Hill of the Acclivity. We're talking about getting an advancement in academia, how to really bolster and build your full-time career in academia. And specifically today, we've been talking about the adjunct professorship position and how do you get that coveted role and what's going on. So we've had some previous conversations. If you haven't seen our introductory one where we talked about some of the problems that people face in getting this position, then please go and look for part one of this interview. And I think you'll get a lot out of it. And now in part two, we're going to dive in and we're going to talk about that at greater length and what some of the pitfalls and obstacles that people come across so that you can learn and understand how you might be able to get around those. Dr. Hill, thanks again for being with us. Do me a favor, would you please elaborate a little more on these common obstacles that people are facing and that you've found people face when they're trying to get that elusive adjunct professor role? What happens there? What are you running into that people are failing at getting that position, or where they're stumbling or getting stuck?
Well, Mark, the areas that people get stuck in have to do with research first, right? We got to start at the beginning. So when I say research, I want people to be thinking about a couple things. Maybe you're just trying to get into academia, whether that's an adjunct position or a full-time position as a professor. I want them to really consider that folks often don't do their research or their homework. Is this even the right fit for you? Goodness of fit. Am I applying to a position just because I saw an opening, or am I applying to it because I think I'm a good fit for this institution? So that's where we start, right? Are we even getting a job at the right place? Once you're there, you've been there a little bit, and now you're trying to advance, right? So you're trying to advance in rank, maybe you want tenure, and people don't always do their research at the institution they're at, right? So they've heard this thing about promotion of rank. Maybe I'm an assistant professor and now I want to promote to associate, but how do I do that? Somebody told me that they did it 5 years ago and they can't remember how. And so where do you even find this? So doing the research can be quite onerous. The next area is networking, right? So we all know, we've heard it over time and time again, you can't do anything by yourself. You just can't. Well, let me qualify that. You can, but it could be quite challenging. So you need some support around how to get to where you're going, whether that's how to get the position or how to advance. And so the stronger your network is, now you could have a network, but are they the network that's going to help you get that position? Or are they part of the network that can help you navigate those sharp corners of academia to find out how to get your promotion from assistant to associate or associate to full or even tenure? Then I would say the third area would be the collaterals. So we've got the job, we found that this is the right institution, we're ready now to put our portfolio together. Well, wait a minute, what does your portfolio look like? Is your CV current? Do you have supporting documentations? What do your letters of recommendations or reference look like? What are your student surveys? Do you even have your hands on those? Well, that's a lot, right? And then we haven't even gotten to the part where you have to talk to somebody. That's the interview. So what are your interview skills like? Do you even know what they're going to be asking you? So the collaterals would be the bow that kind of ties the package up, but sometimes people kind of fail in this area. So that would be the third area.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's a lot of information, Dr. Hill. And I appreciate it. I'm sure, those people who are watching or listening to this, appreciate you going into more detail, because it's not just a matter, as you say, it's not just a matter of throwing out your CV and hoping you get the job. The more work you do, preparing and getting ready, and as you say, building your network, doing the right research, the higher the probability that you're actually going to become an adjunct professor. So I think that's fantastic, and that's great information that people need to know. So thanks very much for being with us today, and we will carry on with part 3. If people want to learn a little bit more, then watch for our part 3 in this series.